We're getting closer and closer to Governor Greg Abbott here in Texas making a big announcement on the reopening of our great state's economy. What that announcement will be and when exactly it'll come is actually still a little bit of a mystery. Hey everyone, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time. News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. As of this recording, Governor Abbott still scheduled to make a speech on Monday. That would be the 27th, about the reopening of the Texas economy. But on my show and in a couple of other radio appearances yesterday, the governor did leave a little bit of room for an announcement on Friday. That's right. The governor could make some announcements on Friday, possibly announcing when some businesses would be allowed to open. Now, here's what this could look like. The governor on my show yesterday saying that you could see different counties open at different times. Some counties that are maybe a little bit more ahead of the curve than some other counties. In particular, the governor pointing to some counties in the Panhandle that are just not looking too good right now, still have accelerating numbers. So not every county is going to be able to open up at the same time, it looks like, but there may be some more rural counties that get to open everything up before everyone else. And that's going to be a little interesting to see how that works, especially out here in West Texas. For Lubbock, the governor saying that Lubbock is actually looking pretty good. So it would surprise me if the hub city is not one of the first counties to start allowing different businesses to reopen. So what businesses are we talking about? Well, the governor, I think, is pretty confident that all retail outlets will be allowed to open. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going back to the rules of January, but you'll probably see, the governor roll out plans in conjunction with what the president rolled out, which during the phase 1 of that plan says no more than 10 people in a crowd, if you will, at any one time. Practice social distancing, good sanitary conditions, etc., etc. So that probably means for your small retail store, your mom and pop store here in Lubbock, Texas, they'll be able to reopen. And they'll probably be told that they can only have 10 people at a time inside their location. For most businesses, and I'm talking about the mom and pop stores, not, like Kohl's and Dillard's, anything like that. But for the mom and pop stores, it's probably okay. When you're talking about Target, when you're talking about Kohl's, when you're talking about Dillard's, when you're talking about some of these bigger box retail stores, it's going to be handled a little bit differently, and it'll probably be handled a lot like you see with the grocery stores, also with Home Depot and Lowe's. The governor also, and I thought this part was interesting, the governor saying that, maybe some hair salons will be opened up along the way as well. I don't know if the governor meant that that's going to happen in phase 1 or if he's looking at phase 2. You look at what Georgia has told the country that they're going to do. They've had a little bit of pushback, including from the president of the United States, saying that they're just not there yet in Georgia. But the president saying, listen, it's up to the governor. If the governor wants to go there, the governor can go there. So it's not like you're going to have the U.S. military raid any state and prevent them from completely opening. The governor, he'll lay out this timeline, and he could announce it on Friday. He may wait till Monday. Whatever he does, expect about a week time span to pass before things are open. And if he does that, that would mean, just looking at my calendar here, if he waits till Monday, the 27th, to announce that businesses can open, that means on May 4th, businesses can reopen. If he does it tomorrow, that would mean on May 1st, businesses can open. And the reason why he's doing about a week in advance, an announcement about a week in advance, is because a lot of these restaurants have to hire people. A lot of the mom and pop stores have to hire people. A lot of the retail stores have to rehire people. They've fired a lot of folks. They've furloughed a lot of folks. And so they're going to have to bring some of those people back. The question is, how many people will actually want to go back to work? When the United States started doling out more money in unemployment checks, it means that some jobs now don't pay as much much as staying unemployed. And it's a problem that a lot of restaurants are already taking a look at in other places, including I've got a story from CNBC where this owner of a business, she took the triple P loan, the PPP loan, to hire her workers back, right? To bring her workers back on the payroll. She had to pay them basically not to do much, but she wanted to give her workers a break. She wanted to help out her workers. Her workers are mad at her because they were actually getting more money from unemployment than they're currently getting from her. I guess a lot of workers around the U.S. thought this was going to be like a vacation or a holiday. I'm not real sure. But you've got some workers who are also just afraid of going back to work. They're worried for their health or their parents' health or their grandparents' health. They're worried about going back to work. And that's something that a lot of businesses are going to have to deal with as we move forward. There is also one other key component in these interviews that the governor gave, and that's about the future of education in Texas. I want to read this part from our friends over at the Texas Tribune, Patrick Svitek. During the radio interviews, Abbott also fielded questions about whether Texas schools will remain or will reopen in the fall. He announced last week they'll remain closed for the rest of this academic year. Abbott said it's too early to tell whether schools can reopen again after the summer, noting that the ongoing concern about the virus can make a rebound until a vaccine is finalized. He then added he expects medicine that treats the virus to become widely available before the fall. Quote, our goal is to be able to reopen schools in the fall, but we simply will not be able to make that call until we get closer to that time period. The University of Texas will be making a decision reportedly in June about whether or not they're going to reopen their campus for the fall semester. This is a big question mark and something parents need to know, and they need to know well in advance of the fall semester whether or not kids will be going back to school. I personally think they will be going back. But if they don't go back to school, that's going to impact the economy in a whole other set of issues. You've got parents who are going to have to stay home. You've got parents who are going to have to either get babysitters or they're going to have to, find a daycare. And what about parents who can't afford a daycare? Are you going to have universal daycare as we move forward? There's a whole lot of issues with schools not reopening in the fall. Let's hope that they do. And let's hope that we hear from the governor soon about how the state is going to reopen. We certainly need it. Our businesses need it. And yes, even the employees need to start earning those paychecks again. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Have a great day.